Hey everybody, it's Alan, and I hope you are doing well. So this week's playlist focuses on our playlist Great Ladies, where we're focusing on wonderful female artists who show their talent in every way possible. And today's video is featuring the great Natalie Merchant, best known for her time with 10,000 Maniacs. Her solo work is equally as impressive, and we're going to listen to a little bit of a deeper track from her solo career. It's a song called Nursery Rhyme of Innocence and Experience.
A silver penny and an apricot tree, and I said to the sailor on the white quay, sailor, oh sailor, will you bring me if I give you my penny and my apricot tree? A fist from Algeria, a drum to beat, and a little gilt sword and a parakeet. Well, he smiled and kissed me as strong as death. I saw his red tongue and I felt his sweet breath. You may keep your penny and your apricot tree, and I'll bring your presents back from the sea, from over the sea. The ship did down on the rim of the sky, and I waited while 3 long summers went by, 3 long summers went by. Then one morning on the way I saw a great ship coming from sea. Slowly she came across the bay, and her flashing rigging was shot away. And all around her way the seabirds cried. They flew in and out of the hole in her side. Slowly she came into the path of the sun. I heard the sound of a distant gun, of a distant gun. Then a stranger came running up to me from the deck of the ship and said he, oh, are you the boy who would wait by the quay with a little silver penny and an apricot tree? For I've got a plum-colored fez and a drum for thee. I've got a sword and a parakeet from over the sea. Where is the sailor with the bold red hair, and why is the valley in the bright air? And where are all the other girls and boys? Why have you brought me children's toys? Brought me children's toys.
Whew. Okay. So I think y'all know by now the thing about my channel is most of these songs I've heard countless times before. This one I'm a little less familiar with, but I've listened to it a few times for sure. And afterward, I basically tell you what the song made me think of this particular time listening through it. Well, with this song, I don't know if you caught that, but it literally put a tear in my eye. That's why I was wiping my eye there. That line at the end got me real hard. Why have you brought me children's toys? There's a lot of conflicts in the world right now. A lot of conflicts in the world right now. And all I can think about after listening to this particular song this time is the children caught up in these conflicts. Whether it be Gaza, Ukraine, Iran, the devastation from storms happening in the southeastern part of the United States, the just the different things around the world that innocent children are caught in the middle of. And it's absolutely mind-blowing to me how we as a species can be so dismissive of human life, especially innocent human life, just because those children are from other regions ruled by people that we don't necessarily see eye to eye with, agree with, or what have you. I think about some communities in this world where young ladies don't have the right to dress the way they want to or control over their own bodies, or are sold off by their fathers to people they don't want to be married to for essentially it's just painful that people can't acknowledge that other people are humans. They are willing to ignore the heartache and terror that are brought upon these people. And the one that stands out to me in this exact moment is the story of the little girl who was calling for help on a phone that she had on her, that she got from her family in the car that she was in, that was completely shot up. And she's calling for help, and aid workers are going to try to get to her. And the aid workers are getting shot at while they're trying to rescue this 6, 7, 9-year-old little girl stuck in a car with her family who are all dead around her. And people are just callously shooting. And they know that the people going to help them, there are ambulances, they're aid workers. They've got the Red Crescent, or basically the equivalent of the Red Cross emblem on them. And they're being shot at while they're trying to rescue a little child. And then I think back, and I go back to, if you remember this from the 90s, little baby Jessica, how the entire world was captivated about this little girl who had fallen down a well in, I think it was Texas. And she was stuck there for hours and days. And everybody was worried about her. And they're trying to get her out. Now imagine that little baby Jessica stuck in a well, and all the people who were trying to get her out were being shot at by the enemy or the good guys, depending upon your political perspective. The world would be absolutely incensed if people were shooting at those people trying to save little baby Jessica from falling down the well. And they're casting a blind eye to a little girl who got shot at, and the rescue workers were getting shot at while trying to save her life as she's in a car with her family who are now all dead and corpses. And the thing is, there are tens of thousands of these stories taking place in the world right now. And the number of people inside the U.S. and outside of the U.S. who are okay with that. And my brain, again, this is all triggered by that last line. Why did you bring me children's toys? You know, where are the other children? Why did you bring me children's toys? And it casts a question. What makes one child's life more expendable than another? The United States has had a school shooting or a mass casualty incident virtually every day for the last decade on average. And we sit here and give thoughts and prayers, but don't do anything to solve it. We're willing to leave lead in the pipes in communities of lesser affluent people. But the rich people don't want to have an oil well anywhere near their house. I live in Southern California. There were wildfires all over the place, and people were worried about, you know, children and animals and families and what have you. And they sit back now, months later, and they think about, you know, the pollution of it all, what the lithium-ion batteries inside these cars are doing. And my brain's going the whole time. I'm listening to this. I'm like going, yeah, we should have gone to hydrogen vehicles instead of electric powered vehicles. We should have gone to hydrogen power because all it would have done was help the environment, as opposed to what the after effect of these forever life batteries that are going to constantly create health issues down the road that nobody's thinking about because it's easy. We're going to mine the planet for lithium. We're going to destroy the planet. And then the lithium batteries have no way of being disposed of or gotten rid of. And there's no way to really recycle them. And we don't think about the future. God damn it. We don't. Some of us do. Some of us think about, well, what is going on? You know, what's happening? And other people are just like, no, money now. Now I want money. I want to be rich. I want money now. I want my things. My things are more important than your things. My things are more important than everybody else's lives. And the world of hypocrisy that we're living in is completely counterintuitive to the Christian narrative or the religious, you know, God loves us all narrative that so many people think they are espousing, but realistically they are purveying all of the bad sides of the Bible, all of the evil sides of their religion, but they think they're doing the good side of their religion. It's, God. I know I've spun off and I'm not really talking about the song, but like I said, that's the thing. It's like with my channel, I tell you what I'm thinking about immediately after the song. And sometimes it's short and sometimes it's long and sometimes it spins off into ugly, you know, things like politics and religion and ethics and morals and what have you. But there are some things that make me ashamed of being human in a way. Because you would think that humanity would do something. We're supposed to be a higher intellect than, you know, pigs and hippos and whales and rhinoceroses and sharks and ostriches and stuff. We're supposed to be evolved. We're supposed to be thinking. We're supposed to be doing something better. And all we've done in most instances is things that are worse. And it's because we created money, which created greed. And greed brings out the darkest side of humanity. And it does it every damn time. And even those billionaires who are being philanthropists, the Bill Gateses and what have you, the people who are giving away all their wealth. They are not giving away all their wealth. They're being kind enough to distribute some of their wealth, but then they're buying tax breaks from the government to help increase their wealth. And they're not really being philanthropical, because if they were being philanthropical, they'd give away all but maybe $1 billion, and everything else that they could give up would be feeding children and fixing roads and doing better things for humanity, including the environment and what have you. And they're not. They're hoarding it. They're hoarding it. Oh, this guy gave away $1 billion. Well, he's worth $240 billion. So he can afford to give away $1 billion, but he's never going to spend the $240 billion he's got. It's never going to happen. He and his entire family could have $1 billion apiece, and they're never going to spend as much of it as you would think they have, but they're being philanthropical. And I'm not saying get rid of all billionaires. But I am sitting there get rid of the corruption that created the billionaires, especially to the exorbitant levels that they're at right now. Oh, God, that was a roller coaster. If you followed me with that and you come to this point, as usual, please feel free to leave a comment. We can talk about it further, but that one took me on an emotional ride there, and I hope you stuck with me on it. And if you didn't, I understand. Like I said, feel free to leave a comment. We can talk about it further. Just know that I appreciate all of you, and I wish you well.